What's up guys, it's McNulty here and we are back with another hero breakdown video. I've been a bit late in getting to this one, but there's just been so many brand new heroes that have just come out recently. I've been struggling to keep up, but I think that we may well have saved the best for last in this case. So we have got some brand new heroes in the event summon, which is the Challenge Festival number 2. We've got the heroes coming out from the Bard family. So featured in this portal are heroes we've seen before. We've got Narcissa, who's been relatively okay. I mean, she hasn't been quite as impactful as maybe a lot of people thought that she would be, where she's dealing damage to all at fast speed and reducing the attack for 3 turns. She is good, but not quite as difficult to deal with as we may have thought, and she is quite situational with that duration of status ailments. But we're not here to talk about Narcissa. We're not here to talk about Winifred either. We are here to talk about 3 brand new heroes that have just dropped, and we've got 1 5-star, 1 4-star, and 1 3-star in the portal. And we're going to start off with the one that everybody is going insane about, and I've seen a lot of people pulling this guy, so please guys, don't believe the hype. When you see people sharing their pull videos on YouTube or on any other platform, in your line groups or on your Discord groups, quite often it is the case that either they've done a lot more pulls than they've said, or that they've just decided to share because they suddenly got lucky and that was the case. But please know that it's not always going to happen for you, okay? So just before you go crazy trying to grab him, if he does pop up, amazing. If he doesn't, he'll still be there. You'll get him at some point later on. Okay, so the brand new hero that we've got in this portal that we're all going mad about is this guy, Ojima. And he is, well, he's really sought after, and you'll see why in just a sec, I'm sure. Because I'm so late, you've all had a chance to look at him already, but he is a holy hero of the barbarian class. He is in the Bard family, and I love the Bard family bonus. Just to go through it really quickly, basically the Bard family supports other families, which is cool, because solo heroes get an additional 5% mana generation. And team members are solo heroes if they have no family or realm members in the team. So basically that means if you've got one family member from, say, the Pirates of Karelia in your team, maybe a Finley, and you've got another family member that is from, say, the Circus, maybe Forleen, they don't have the same family member in your team, so they're not going to benefit from, or they wouldn't get the additional 5% mana bonus, or they would, get the 5% mana bonus. But if you had, say, Forleen and Director Zuri, then he would not give them any bonus for being in the team. I hope that makes sense. It is a really good family bonus, and there's no requirement other than that they don't have any other family members in the same team to trigger that bonus. He also gets the event hero bonus, where they get additional perks in the Challenge Festival event. So we know about that one already, but good family bonus for the Bard family. Class, barbarian, not the greatest. They can inflict bleed damage. The passive he gets is mana increase reduction. So he reduces the amount of mana increased by special skills by 50%. And the effect applies to all enemies in the battle. So make sure that you read this one before you put him on a team, because it applies to all enemies in the battle. Okay, so that means that if you're going up against, say, Ludwig, for example, he's mana generating for the rest of his teammates. That mana generation is going to be slowed by 50%. So he is a really good hero to bring up against specific heroes that boost mana for their teammates, or that increase mana for their teammates. So very good other passive. You want to call it, well, it's the only passive really. Very good passive for him alongside the family bonus. So Ojima, he is like some kind of Indian chieftain, I guess, and he is just banging on his drum. He's calling down all kinds of hellfire from, from up above. And he looks pretty cool. Yeah, when I saw this, I was just like, yeah, he's going to be good straight away, just looking at him. So let's have a look at his stats. So these are the stats without limit breaks or emblems. He's got 834 attack, 799 defense, and 1404 health. So super good defensive stat with that high attack stat to match, and pretty decent health. If we do just have a click up at this icon in the left hand corner, his attack stat's going to be touching 1000 attack, nearly 900 defense, and 1700 HP. Thank you very much for one of the comments that said to me on the emblem path that they always go down the left hand side of the emblem tree. So if you are curious about that, those are the stats that they're going to put on the cards when you click that little button. So let's move on to Ojima'S special skill, and this is why there's all this hype. So his special is Rhythm of Havoc, and Rhythm of Havoc is at fast speed, and at fast speed Ojima does what? He destroys all minions from all enemies, and he deals 275% damage to all enemies, and he deals an additional 30% damage to all enemies for each minion destroyed. There's a stack on that of up to 10, that all enemies get minus 7% mana generation for each destroyed minion. So let's just break it down. So he destroys all the minions first. Great, so he's taken away the protection. Doesn't matter how big that minion is, how beefy that minion is, Ojima is saying, be gone, and he's getting rid of that sucker straight away. He's then dealing a nice hefty 275% damage to all at fast speed. So he is up there with these super duper new heroes like Anne and like the Joe from, I would put him in the same sort of category as them as far as a fast speed damage dealer that's sort of pushing a really high figure. Yeah, he's not as high as Anne or he's not as high as Jove, but he's got that minion removal effect. And as we know, or as a lot of us know, in the top tiers, you're going to be facing a lot of minion summoner defenses, where the minion or the counter or whatever effect is attached to the minion. You've got Miriam and Midnight, you've got the Three Kingdoms heroes, so he's so useful in so many areas of the game, just with that alone. And the damage hit is great. Then he deals the additional 30% damage per minion destroyed. So if he's 275 damage to all enemies and each one of them have a minion, you could say he's dealing 305 damage to all enemies. If they've got 2 minions, 335 damage to all enemies, and if they've got 3, should be around about 365% damage to all enemies. So that's the way I understand it, at least. Then he gets a stack of negative mana generation for each destroyed minion. So you really don't want to be bringing minions up against this guy, or minion summoners against this guy. If you do, then you're just stupid, and you should probably stop playing this game, or you should read the card before you attack him, because that's just not a good idea. So Ojima is a absolute OG. I think just take the first 2 letters of his name. That is the kind of hero that he is, an absolute OG. So if you do summon him, congratulations. I wish you guys all of the best with that, but I tried and failed. Thankfully, I did get 2 Pengies in the Christmas summon, which I don't need 2 Pengies, but that's great. I'll take them. And I did get the 4-star and the 3-star from this portal. So I'm quite happy about that, but we'll go ahead and have a look at those two heroes now. So we're going to go and start with the 4-star hero, or the next one that we're going to look at is this little guy, Garius. Now, Garius is of the fighter class. He's got the same family bonus, so we won't go over that again. Fighter class is great because he's got a chance to revive, and his passive is attack ailment reduction. So he reduces the effect of any status ailments affecting attack by 50%. The effect applies to this character and all its allies in the battle. So that is good and probably a little bit wordy, but the way it works is that if you've got an attack down of say 50%, if you've got Garius on your team, the attack down for all enemies would only be at 25%. So that is the way that one works. Not sure if it's so usable. I mean, there are some attack down heroes, and it can be helpful that your attack is reduced by less. But it might be nice if the passive was just all allies resist any attack down effects. I'm not sure why that would have been overpowered enough for them not to put that on this card anyway. So moving on to his stats, let's just switch that off. So we've got 667 attack, 667 defense, and 1289 health. So pretty decent stats actually. If we do click the icon again, he can go up to above 814 or 800 attack, above 800 defense, and 1500 health. So he's going to be a good survivable hero if you do decide to limit break and put emblems on him. His special skill is the Mighty Crescendo, and as you can see, he likes a bit of a tune, this guy. He's got his bagpipes and he's ready to light the pub up. His face is just super weird, like the one eye open, one eye closed, and the massive teeth. Is that braces on them? I don't know. No, probably not. Kind of looks like a mask as well. So, I mean, I'm not sure about the art on this one, if I'm honest. It's just weird, but fair play. Not sure what we're going for here, but he is what he is. So the Mighty Crescendo is at average speed, and he deals 330% damage to the target, so a single target hit. He alters the power of all ice shields on the board. Now when an attacking hero casts a special, the shields become enhanced and give plus 37% more mana. When a defending hero casts a special, the shields become weakened and give minus 30% mana. Now this effect, the first time we ever saw an effect like this was linked to an absolute stunner of a hero which we had in Xnolfod. It was a great effect, but it worked seriously well with his special skill as well. So I think with the effect that we get here, where the mana of the tiles is increased, it is super useful, and he could potentially be used well to speed up a, say, slow hero on your team, where if you're charging him, then you might be able to speed up the next hero. The only problem with this, though, is that if you know anything about the game, it takes 9 tiles to charge an average speed hero if you've got a level 23 mana troop, or if you've got some kind of mana magic going on already in the background with your troops and limit breaks and whatever else you have that's boosting that mana speed. So let's just say 23 mana troop. Once he's gone off though, if you get a match of 3, then the slow hero who takes 12 tiles is going to be charged already. So where the benefit in this boost of mana is concerned, it will probably only apply to follow-up hits. So I'm not the hugest fan of this being attached to a special that doesn't have anything to do with adding mana to heroes in the first place. So he seems like an okay hero. He's got a pretty good class. He's got great stats, and he does have a pretty hard-hitting snipe. But aside from that, the mana boost on the tiles, I don't think that I would personally be able to find a place where he would be super usable. Maybe in like playing through the story mode, and playing through like challenges, not so much challenges, but more events, where you have sort of long, grindy battles where you just want to speed up the team as much as possible. Then yes, I could see a place for him, but not as much in PvP, wars, raids, things like that. So that is Garius. Kind of neither here nor there. So in my opinion, he's quite a sort of run-of-the-mill 4-star hero, nothing to write home about. And then we have the 3-star somewhere here. There she is. So this little girl is, or little elven sort of princess playing the tambourine, is called Zarel. Zarel? Yeah, let's go with Zarel. So Zarel is a 3-star hero of the Paladin class. Sorry. Great class, good for adding defense to a hero. So, she's going to be pretty tanky with that class coming into effect. She does get the same Bard family bonus, so she gives an extra 5% mana to heroes who aren't paired up in the same family in your team. And Zarel's sorry, I can't do her name. Zarel's passive is that she reduces the effect of defense ailments by 50%. Now, I would much rather have this passive than I would the passive that we just had a look at for the 4-star hero, because defense ailments are so much more powerful than attack down ailments in this game. So that is a really good passive if you've got somebody like, say, I don't know, I can only think of, let's say, somebody like Costume Gunner. I think he's 44 defense down. She's going to be reducing that, so it would only be 22 defense down. And that makes a big difference. So I do like that for Zarel. Now, her stats, we've got 493 attack, 498 and defense, and 775 health. Because they're 3-star stats, it's kind of hard to compare them because there's a lot of variation at the 3-star level. But if we add some limit breaks on there, she's going to go up to some pretty respectable figures. So she is definitely going to hold her own, especially at the 3-star level. So her special skill is Tambourine Solo. We all love a tambourine solo, don't we? Not sure that there's that many different tunes that you can make with a tambourine, but you go, girl. So tambourine solo is at slow speed, and at slow speed, Zarel is dealing 260% damage to all enemies. She's giving all enemies minus 34% attack for 5 turns. And all enemies can't get their status ailments cleansed from special skills for 5 turns. So this special is really exciting because I don't think that we've seen anything like that on a 3-star hero before, where the enemies can't cleanse status ailments from special skills for 5 turns. So that just means that once you fire this chick off, any ailment that they're giving to the opposing team cannot be cleansed. So it's uncleansable for 5 turns. So you know where she's going to fit in well? In the 3-star rush tournaments. If she manages to fire off first, and you then fire off somebody like Zangief, for example, who's just going to burn everyone, and all that you want to do is try and get somebody up to cleanse that off, there's no way that you're going to be able to do that, because it's there whether you like it or not for 5 turns. And if you fire off the hero after her, it sticks as well. So that 5 turns, I believe, does apply from when she casts her special, but you can apply it to any hero you like. It could be a defense down hero, pardon me, like Ulma, for example, it's going to stick. and there's no way to get rid of it. So I do like that part of her special. I do like the damage to all enemies, even though it's 260. 260 is quite okay for a 3-star. And minus 34 attack for 5 turns is just kind of a bonus. So I think she's an interesting little hero. I think that she's going to be really usable in the 3-star rush tournaments, and I do like the passive on her as well. So I've got this little one. I pulled her and I pulled the 4-star hero, but I think that any of these heroes from this portal are going to be a great addition to most rosters. I do love the new Bard heroes that they're coming out. They're just releasing them with some really interesting new sort of effects that we haven't seen on heroes before. And of course, with this portal, the OG is the OG and will always be the OG for now, at least. I mean, he's literally just taken Alucard's like throne, I think, a little bit. I mean, they might be on a par because Alucard's very fast and he's fast, but he's just doing loads. So again, I wish you guys all of the best in your summons. Please do comment. I'd love to know your thoughts. Thanks for the tips as well, guys, and thanks for all the suggestions on what you want to see. I wish you guys all the best with your summons. Please do like and subscribe, and I'll see you all again in the next video.